In today's video, we are going to talk about what your writing approach reveals about you and how you can make the most of your writing time. Now, we are going to discuss this because we want to help you get ready for NaNoWriMo that is coming right up.
NaNoWriMo is coming quick, and right before NaNoWriMo, we have Preptober, and Preptober is when we prepare all of the stuff to get ready so that we can rock NaNoWriMo.
That's right. And so this video is going to help you get prepared for Preptober and NaNoWriMo.
So watch to the end of the video because we have some details to give you about our series coming up in October, getting ready for NaNoWriMo. And in NaNoWriMo, we're going to go through the writing journey with you. We want you to join us and be part of it, both October and November. So really, this video is setting the stage to help you make the most of your writing skills, your writing habits, and your preferences as you move forward.
Whether you are a beginning writer, a seasoned author, or you're just in the very beginning stages of just writing things down, this video will benefit you as we explore how your writing style impacts how you write. So let's get into it.
First up is, are you a plotter or a pantser? If you're a plotter, then you're probably going to be a little more meticulous and detailed about laying out all of the details in the whole story. Plotters really do a lot of outlining, a lot of preparing, character development, getting all of that done first. So if you're a plotter, that's good. You just have to understand between now and NaNoWriMo, you got some work to do. And as you look at this plotting event that's about to happen, you can make the most of your time if you understand your habits and what really helps you function the best.
And I would add to that, if you're a plotter, in addition to all of what you just said, be sure that you are not afraid of embracing inspiration and creativity when it hits.
That's right. On the other hand, you have the pantser, and the pantser writes by the seat of their pants. They are very free-spirited and just want to write, and they love writing. They just feel the inspiration all the time, and they write without any outline, without much structure. They just want to create and flow with it. And that's okay if that's truly who you are.
A lot of people think they want to be a pantser because it's the romantic version of being a writer. But if you have not already successfully written a book and to completion as a pantser, you might give outlining and plotting a little bit of a shot, because
even just a rough outline sometimes can help the pantser know, okay, I am headed this direction and not 5 directions.
Yeah, so don't be afraid if you think you're a pantser but you haven't really tried it out. Don't be afraid to give yourself a little bit of structure, because it might really help you on your journey as a writer. And if you really are a pantser, good for you. I'm happy for you.
On the other hand, if you've always done plotting and outlining and things like that, don't be afraid just to let it loose and just write for a little while and explore some of the benefits of pantsing, because there is some creativity that comes from just writing like a pantser and not staying so stuck in the, outline format. So explore one way or the other and dial in how you're going to approach NaNoWriMo.
So Dave, which one are you?
Well, I think I started out thinking I was a pantser because I can tell stories all day long, and so I try to do that in writing. But what I discovered is that I'm a little bit of both, because the outline structure helps me to really get to the points that I want to make and kind of have that story in place and make it better. So I'm kind of a combination of both. What about you, Ange?
I am definitely a plotter. I love my outline.
Absolutely.
But I really wanted to be a pantser because it really just sounds cool.
It
Just
does.
sit down and write a story.
It's kind of a romantic thing.
It
In
really
one
is.
weekend, I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to write a entire novel. It's going to be a New York Times bestseller, and by weekend 2, I've got a movie contract coming.
It sounds pretty cool.
It does.
I want to be that. But the reality is I'm a plotter. I like to know where I'm going. I definitely do a much looser outline than what you do, but I definitely am a plotter.
So let us know in the comments, are you a pantser or are you a plotter? Have you tried one or the other? Maybe you're a little bit like me and you do a little bit of both, mix it up from time to time. We would love to hear from you, maybe what project you're thinking about, and if you're a pantser or if you're a plotter.
And next up is the perfectionist and the free spirit.
Oh boy, here we go.
So the perfectionist, they got to get everything just right. They will spend hours getting one sentence just right. The words have to be exactly what they want, and very
That's me. That's
very
me.
focused on the detail of every single word. And yes, that is you. The
So,
other one?
I do. I take the time when I'm writing a sentence or a paragraph, I'll rework it and rework it and rework it right now because I want to make sure that it's good so that my story moves forward and makes sense as I go forward. The other side of this is the free spirit. And those of you who write like this, you're more on the pantser side, maybe you're more on the free-spirited side when it comes to just letting it rip.
We love creativity.
You just write aimlessly, and there's just a lot of words flowing, and that's definitely Angie. She can write and write and write and write. The challenge with that is that you write a lot, and that creativity comes out, and that's good, and you get a lot of words down, and that's good. But it does require more editing and more rewriting because you have to make sure that all those words actually move the story forward. So there is a little bit of challenge on both sides of that, whether you're a perfectionist or a free spirit. There's some challenges. You just have to understand who you are and what works for you.
I think one of the beautiful things about this is if you understand that about yourself, and if you are a free-spirited writer and you're trying to write like a perfectionist because that's what you've been told you should do, you're going to be a frustrated writer.
Or on the other side, if you're a perfectionist and you want to get it right and somebody just keeps telling you, just write, 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 it drives you up the wall. So like when we're writing, I'll write like 50 words and she'll be like, I'm at 300 words. Yeah, but you're going to have to spend 3 days refining that, so it is fun. You got to have fun with this. So if you are a little more like me and you have these perfectionistic tendencies and you want to get the sentence correct, you want to get the paragraph correct, you want to nail this the first time, the thing I would encourage you is be careful that you don't get stuck there, because when you get stuck, then you get discouraged and it's harder to move forward. So just as you're working towards that perfect sentence or paragraph, let go of it. You're going to come back tomorrow and you're going to edit it. I know you are. So let go of it. Keep moving forward. Don't get stuck.
And if you are more free-spirited like me, then the one thing I would say is find a writing partner or a writer's group or somebody that can help you with the details while you pursue writing in that free-spirited way. But also don't be afraid to go back to what you've written and try to be a little more like a perfectionist and do that editing and that self-editing, which can be really tedious and really hard for a free-spirited writer. But that's where you really turn your writing into gold, is in that part.
It is. But if you have a writing partner or a writing group or somebody that can help you with that, there's huge benefit in that. That's one of the benefits that we have because we are a little bit different. And so we can encourage each other. We can encourage each other and grow in the process.
We would love to hear from you. Are you a perfectionist or are you more of a carefree, free-spirited writer? Why don't you let us know in the comments which one you are?
Yeah, let's see you be vulnerable here for a second and tell us about you a little bit, because, I mean, you're learning a lot about my free-spirited wife here. So the next one we have is the researcher or the more intuitive writer. Now, the researcher is the person that's going to dig into all of the details. They're going to do research. They're going to gather their facts. They're going to do all of this work before they start writing, because they want to know that they've got all the details down. They've got all of that background information ready to go at their fingertips so they can write. And I think researchers tend to enjoy the research aspect of it as much or maybe more than they enjoy the writing aspect of it. So on the researcher side, we have these people who are really digging into the details. On the intuitive side, the intuitive writer is more instinctive. They are more in tune with maybe their emotions and what they want to convey. And I think they do create more heartfelt pieces of literature at times, because it really comes from their heart. They pour a lot into it, and they kind of write more on instinct than research. So obviously, you have to have some research in situations, but the intuitive writer will kind of work their way around that, and they will keep writing, and then they'll go and do their research as it's required.
When you are deciding on a writing project, you want to keep in mind how much research is this project going to take. Because if you are a researcher, you may want to consider writing a more factual-based book. It can apply to fiction, because historical fiction, a lot of historical fiction is based on historical fact, and there's a lot of research that goes into that, but that again would be more of a factual book because it's based on your research. My caution for a researcher is don't get stuck in the research, because you can just it's like a black hole. You fall into that funnel of researching and you never actually get to the place where you actually write the book. You don't want that to happen.
So if you are more intuitive in your writing and you know that about yourself, then you may want to really stop and consider what kind of project are you going to take on and how much research is involved, because sometimes the intuitive person just does not like doing all that research. So you could have a partner that does research for you, but you really want to evaluate how much research is needed versus, can I just get to the point? Can I write my story and be more intuitive about it? So you want to kind of nail that before you start a project. If you are more intuitive, then you will enjoy the creative process just by reaching out into your imagination and writing some type of more fantasy or creative work that explores things without quite as much research.
So Dave, which one are you?
I am very much more of an intuitive writer. I like to kind of have in my mind what my point is in writing, and then I write intuitively to that. So I will do research if I have to, if I need to, which you always end up doing a little bit. But I am definitely more of a passionate writer. I like to get my purpose and write to that. And if I have to do research, then I will. So I am a little bit more on the intuitive side. What about you guys? Are you intuitive writers, or do you like to do more research? So Angie, what are you?
I love doing research. I love research, but I also love to just write. But I probably am a really good mix of the two because I enjoy both.
Yeah, I've written a number of nonfiction things, so I get enough of that in my life that I just want to be intuitive and write fun stuff.
In the Electrical Saga, I had to learn about lions and lion behavior for the book, and I kind of kind of got lost there. I spent a lot of time.
She did. She can tell you all kinds of things about lions.
Lions are really fascinating. And I just kind of fell into that black hole of researching lions.
So can you guys relate with that? If you're a researcher, have you ever got lost in the research project and learned a ton about something like lions? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to know if you're the intuitive or the researcher and your experiences with both.
Next up is collaborative and a solo writer. So the collaborative writers, they like to be in community. They're very socially based. They like to be in like a writer's group where they can throw things off of each other and just kind of banter back and forth. Those are great. Collaboration is great for the collaborative writer. But then the solo writer, they like to do it by themselves. They don't like people talking to them when they're writing. They get in the zone and they're like, leave me alone. I don't want feedback. I don't want any talking. I just need to be in the zone all by myself writing.
So if you had to guess if we are social writers or solo writers, what do you think Angie is? Do you think she's a social or a solo? And you don't have to guess with me. It's probably obvious. Everybody knows that I am. No, I'm not telling you yet. I'm not telling you yet. You have to guess, right? Put your comments in the down below, and we'll look at that. It'll be fun. You can try to guess what you think we are. But if you are a more collaborative, social person, and that's how you write, then you may want to join a writing group or take your laptop to the coffee shop or to the library where there's lots of people, lots of things going on. Go to the park and just enjoy the people around you. I know that really invigorates some people who enjoy writing in that social environment. You can also use music or the TV or things like that, but social writers really get energy from what's going on around them.
And one of the beautiful things about that is there's so much opportunity for collaborative writers. We do a Monday night Write With Us live, and you can write with us. And a lot of other people are doing that, and it's just there's just so much opportunity for collaboration now. Now, a solo writer is someone who really functions in a solitary way with their writing. They like silence, or they maybe not like silence, but they like to be in their zone of writing, and they don't want other people getting in the way of their writing. Like it's a solitary thing. And so for those solo writers out there, you might want to invest in a really good pair of noise canceling headphones, because our homes are busy. There's a lot of distractions. If you have anybody that lives with you, that can be distracting. And you put those noise canceling headphones on, and you can create your own solitary little bubble to write in.
So I'll get her to put a link in the comments below about the headphones that she has. Not that she's a solo writer, but she got them for when she sleeps, because there's the kids at the home and there's a lot of noise. So she puts on these noise canceling headphones to sleep. And they're actually pretty good. So you might want to check that out. I'll get her to put a link in the comment or the section below.
Well, I'm kind of giving it away, but I also use them when I'm writing. They're beautiful.
So you're giving it away already. So are you a social writer or are you a solo writer? Come on, be honest.
I'm actually a combination of both, because I like the collaboration.
You can't be a combination.
I know, but
one or the other.
I'm a combination. I really
You're doing this versus that. You got to choose.
You got to identify, what your strengths are and what you are. But when I get in the zone, when I it's not collaboration time, it's solo time. And I can put my noise canceling headphones on, turn on some classical music, and man, I don't want anyone to talk to me. I am in the zone. I'm in the writing zone. Definitely a solo writer in that respect.
Is that what you would guess? What about you? You got to tell us about you as well. So put that in the comments. But
what about you? They want to know.
They want to know. I am a solo writer. So on the one hand, I like the interaction. I like to talk about what I'm going to write and talk about ideas. But when it comes to actual writing, I'm a solo writer. I put in the headphones or the earbuds, and turn on some good music that's instrumental based, because words will distract me. I really have to focus and get deep into my thought process and story, and that's how I write.
And you're telling me I can't be both. You know, it's really...
No, I never said I was both. When I write, I'm definitely solo.
It's really important that you recognize these things about yourself as a writer, because you can give yourself that collaboration that you need at the level that you need it.
Yeah, so looking forward at like Preptober and NaNoWriMo and all this coming up, if you understand this about yourself, then you can kind of make space in your life to say, hey, I'm a social person. I'm going to go to the library or to the coffee shop on whatever day of the week, or I'm going to join Dave and Angie's live on Monday night. That'd be great. Or maybe if you're a solo writer, you can just create some space to be alone for a period of an hour, 2 hours or something, where you can really dive in and write. So understanding more about your writing style and what works for you really can benefit you. So we've decided we're going to do NaNoWriMo for the first time. We've done versions of it maybe in the past, but we're really going to go for it this time. And to do that, we're going to do Preptober as well. So for Preptober, what we're going to do is a series of videos, one on each Friday, and we're going to look at different stages of what you need to do to prepare for NaNoWriMo to make that successful. So each Friday, we're going to release a video that talks about preparing that week for NaNoWriMo coming up. And then on the Monday Night Live, we're going to revisit that, maybe expand on that topic a little bit, and then do writing sprints. So we're writing and practicing, getting ready for the NaNoWriMo adventure.
It's very exciting, and we really, really hope that you join us and take on this NaNoWriMo challenge and tackle something that it's going to be fun.
It is. So NaNoWriMo for us is going to be kind of like a writing vlog combination with our videos, because we're really going to go for it. We want you to go for it as well and encourage each other. So we'll look forward to seeing you in the next series that build towards NaNoWriMo.